Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new video in programming the finite element method using MATLAB. In this video, we are going to connect our loads to the load cases because we have three load types: nodal loads, line load concentrated, and line load distributed. And we're going to connect those to load cases because I haven't done so as I was focused on defining the different load types, but now it's time to connect it to load cases. Also, this is a nice way of seeing how you can refactor and change code later. You will see that because we have a certain system in our writing and coding, you will see that such maintenance issues are actually really easy addressed. Now once again, this is part of the Finite Element Method series, which I will be linking on the top right, and also part of its own standalone programming series, which I will also link on the top right. Furthermore, members have access to the code, but if you are a non-member, then don't worry because you can write along and you will have the same code as they. So with that being said, and without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Alright, now since I want the load case to be known, that's a very simple thing. So instead of saying the load case has loads, I'm going to say that the loads know what load case they are in. Similarly to the applied to idea for maintenance issues. So here, instead of putting a load case, I'm going to put the load case ID. This is the ID of the load case that this load is basically referencing or a part of. So now, if I say load case ID 1, then whatever load case that one is, it's going to be the load case where this load is applied. Now, this is load case ID, which means now I must let the user give me the load case ID. And since the user is giving me the load case ID, I'm gonna save it in the object by calling the load case ID and equating it to whatever he inputs. The controller will explode, and I will show you this during the run, because the controller doesn't pass this, so this will lead to problems. Now in the reporting system, I will say here LC, load case, number, and then give another I here, and let the reporting system also report to me what kind of load case it is. Kind of a quick way of telling what kind of load case we have. Fantastic. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the line load concentrated because I want it to know what load case it is. So I'm going to here let the user give me the load case ID, and I'm going to equate it to the load case ID. I think I wrote LC, so I'm going to write LC here. So load case and integer, which means now here, because those are sorted, that's for the ID, that's for the load case, and that's for the location. So now here I must say object.loadCaseID. Fantastic. Finally, I'm going to do the same thing for the load distributed. Here in the properties, I'm going to let him pass in the load case ID and store it. So in the constructor, now the dude must pass in the load case ID, and I'm going to store it into the object .loadCaseID equals loadCaseID, and that's that. I can just report it by saying also LC number and then put the integer sign because that's for the ID and that's for the load case. I'm going to write here object.loadCaseID, and that should be perfect. So let's see what happens if I run now. I tell you, the controller is not going to like it. So let's run and see all the errors. Let's take a look on the first error. Not enough input arguments? Well, of course, because the controller is needing the load case ID for that. So in main, you can see here that when I invoke the controller to define a linear load concentrated, I need also to give him the load case. But this is not correct. See, you don't go to the last one, you go to the first one to know exactly where the problem is. If you click here, you can see that there is a problem with the constructor. So if you click here, you can see who invoked the problematic constructor, which is this. So because the line load concentrated doesn't pass in the load case ID, the constructor fails. So now here, I must pass in the load case ID, which means that the user must provide me with the load case ID. Now it's not here. Load case ID, and I need to do this modification for the addition function of every single load. So this load concentrated has been fixed. The nodal load must be fixed. So let's open this up. Here, load case ID, which means now in the constructor, I need to give in the load case ID. And what else do we have? So nodal load has been fixed. line load constant. Yeah, the distributed. Once again, the user must give me the load case ID because I'm going to pass it into the constructor after the ID by saying load case ID. Now this would work work miracles here, but it doesn't work in my main function. If I still run again, it will tell me an error. The error is that I'm not passing in the load case ID. So here I need to pass in the load case ID. I have 3 load cases, so let's play with them. This is going to be load case1.id because it wants the ID, and that other one is going to be load case2.id, and the third load, the nodal one, is going to be load case3.id. Load case3.id, and it should be capital letter. Let's see now if the errors have subsided, and they did subside. So let's take a look what happened. Now, because I'm asking it to, because now I'm giving the load case ID and I'm reporting the load case ID, I should be able to see things. So for the line load concentrated, it gets load case 1. Wait, there's something missing. Sorry, the nodal load, yes. So the nodal load, the first nodal load here gets load case 3, so you can see the load case is load case 3. For the concentrated load, which is this dude, it gets load case 1 ID, so you can see the ID is 1. Then finally, the distributed load gets the second load case, and that's why you see this here. So yeah, we have successfully connected our loads to the corresponding load cases. So I think we've once again done something useful today, and that's everything I wanted to talk about today, basically. I hope you enjoyed, and in the end, I want to give a load case-sized shout-out to my dear channel members in the contributor level and the helper level whose names are going to be shown on the screen. I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart, as their support to the channel is priceless to me and enables me to provide you with videos hopefully on time and with a certain quality I try to achieve, and for that I am forever thankful. In the end, I hope that you enjoyed the video and you found it beneficial. If you have enjoyed the video, then please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and so on. Especially subscribing, because it helps increase the reach of my channel. As per usual, this is the Civil Engineering Essentials channel, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.